Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, here to preview for you some reels that have recently come into my shop and what I'll be working on and which ones I plan to do some videos on. So let's get started. We had a couple of reels dropped off by Angelo this week. One of them is a reel that he gave me to do the YouTube short on, which I did. This is the Mitchell 440, and it's got that little finger trip bail to it. I believe it was called the Automatic, OTTO, Matic, and very interesting one. If you'd like to see how that works, check that one out on my YouTube video short. He also brought me in a Pen 430 SS with a broken bail spring here. He asked me to reload that. We'll go ahead and do that. And then he brought me in a Mitchell 402, that's the high-speed version, with a bearing that needs to replace. He tells me that's a really loud and noisy bearing. So we'll get on those reels, and if I get a chance, I will try to do that bail spring piece. That's always an interesting one. It's always a little bit of agita there. So here's another one. This is a Zebco. This is from David. Right, David. This is a Zebco 88, and he's asked me to tune it up. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm seeing a warp here in the case. You can get a blade through there, so that shouldn't be. And it's got as you might imagine, it's got a skipping main gear. So I'm not sure there's much they can do about that. But one of the things I am going to do is I'm going to feature this on a YouTube short, because this one has a unique bail setup where if you flip this little trigger here, you can store the bail without risk of breaking it in transit. So sometimes people will pick this reel up and they'll just assume, well, this reel is broken, look at the bail. Well, it's not broken, it just has been set that way. There's a trip, I guess the alternate trip is down here. There's a storage feature on it. So I'll do a little YouTube short on that. Here's what I was saying about that case again, right? We have a hole. Well, we have a hole. So something is not set up right in this. We'll see if we can do that, or whether this has just become something of a grinder. Well, here's a Pen Pier 209. I've done several of these. This one's in beautiful condition. Nice loud clicker. Seems to work fine. So I think we'll just have to clean that up the rest of the way and help David out there. Finally, we have a Daiwa, and this is the Daiwa 740-50, 7450. Love these old reels. I think this is one of the better series of their reels. These brown reels, brown copper-toned reels have been around. Sometimes you'll actually find these under the Sears branding, whether it's Ted Williams or others, and I think we're just on that high spot there in terms of the trip, or that bail may not be working. Let's see. All right, the bail is working, and I think this one also has one of these where if you pull this out, this trip lever, if you pull this trip lever out, you're going to be able to store that bail as well. So you're 2 for 2 on those fun storage bails, and we'll see what we can do to make these things work for David. So if you like seeing these types of videos, if you're into reel repair and you'd like to learn a little bit more about how to do that, if you're maybe you're thinking about buying a reel, well, if you subscribe to my channel, you're going to see these and more. And if you hit the notification button, you'll get that every time I do the reel. You'll get the notification, and you'll be able to choose whether you want to go see them or not. Okay, here we go. We have a Quantum Kevin Van Dam Tour. Nice bait casting reel. I haven't done the KVD series that I can recall, so we'll go ahead and do that one. And then we have an Abu. I love these narrow channel reels. This one is the 4600 C3. Seems that these have been well cared for. I think this is sent in by John. No, it's sent in by Craig. And they look like they're well cared for, and I think it's just a matter that we need to just work on these. So on this one, Craig is telling me that It winds fine, but when you're casting, it's got a real loud grind to it. And normally what that'll mean is that this level wind guide function needs some cleaning and greasing. I just had 2 of those come in about 2 weeks ago. They were screaming like crazy. And what do they say? The squeaky reel gets the oil. Well, that's exactly what it was. Okay, this one comes in from Park Ridge. Let's see, Park Ridge is in my home state of New Jersey here. A couple of reels. Actually, we have one big reel. We have the Penn Spinfisher 7500, I believe, level line reel, 6500 LL. And from what I understand, something's just not even in this reel. He put it back, he took it apart, put it back together again, says something is just not feeling right with it. So when you pick up a reel like that, it's not feeling right. First thing you want to do is go back to the schematic, make sure that all the pieces and parts are in the right place. I've done 6500. I think I've done it on the prior generation. So we'll go ahead and take that one apart, show you how those level winds are serviced. And then we have one in here from Anthony. Anthony is also from New Jersey, so we've got a couple of locals who are taking advantage of the off season to clean up their reels, getting ready for the coming season, which will start, I guess, in about a month or so. We're all kind of getting anxious here, but we should start seeing a spring run coming up pretty soon. And this is Spinfisher 5500. They did the maintenance on it. This is the one I guess I was thinking of, not the 7500. This is, as you guessed it, a reel in a bag project. So we have a Spinfisher 7500 that's kind of all apart. So we'll do that reel in a bag project. We'll show Anthony how to put that back together again and get it working. And finally, one more has come in. This one's come in from Florida. So we've got one in from Florida. And this one is a classic. This is the Shimano bait runner. It's the 3500 series. I understand everything on this reel is working fine, except, well, we have a broken AR override on this one. And you know what? If you're never using that, and it's rarely used in the bait running functions, if you don't need to backpedal a reel, as long as it's stuck in the forward position where you have the anti-reverse dog, well, everything is okay. But we'll look around. We'll see if I can find a body that has one of these on it. I don't have too many parts for these. This you want to check the bait feeder function. In the bait feeder function, you should have a spin on the spool, which we do. And as you turn, you should release. So this is releasing. It should lock that in now. So we'll do this one. This is probably one of the best bait feeding reels ever made, and at least in my humble opinion. I think that they're very strong and that they've stood the test of time. And we've got, as we saw before, this, the 6500 live liner from Penn, which is a newer version of the same type of mechanical bait feeding functions. And we've got a Spinfisher and a reel and bag project. So it looks like we've got a lot of things to do here. If you've seen one of these that I don't plan to do a video on and you'd like to see it, please leave that in the comments section. And finally, if you're like any of these folks that, well, you're getting ready for the season, you want to tune your reel up, but you don't want to do it yourself, well, if you send me an email to the address on the business card that follows, I'll be happy to provide you with that service and repair information. So everybody, if you're a first responder, thank you for everything it is that you're doing, uniform services included. If you're an essential personnel keeping the world running while we're struggling through this pandemic, thank you. And to everybody, please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.